Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the best of the rest show. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. Just been given a dagger in the last, half an hour or so. And yeah, man, big up to everybody who's locked in. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Hopefully, Mons will be joining us. Premsy couldn't make it. I think Patrick might be coming as well, but sorry for those that are not coming. We got man like Lee in the building. Lee, what you say, Lee? Bless.
Yeah, man, not too bad. Obviously, I had a good bank holiday, kind of couple of days, and back to the football, man. Back to the football.
Yeah, man. Big up to you. Big up to you, man. Big weekend coming up as well. We got Carefree Lewis enjoyed his carnival weekend, and now this guy is glossing up Cucurella, mate. I am sick of your football club. First, you give us Mason Mount, and now Cucurella. Oh my God! But how are you, bro?
We're back
How
here
are you?
again, aren't we? Time is money. Money is transfers, and all of that. We need to balance the book. So please, if you would, the 7 million, it's not even a lot of money. 2 million is outrageous, personally. Just rise it up.
Yeah.
We're only asking for another 5. It's not a lot. Get yourself a prime left back. Cucurella, man.
Fuck you, mate.
Why the negative energy?
I'm tired
You have left back problems, and we are here as rivals. We shouldn't even be helping you as rivals. We are offering an olive branch to you.
So keep him then, innit? Keep him then. Keep him then. Keep him.
We got Matson. We have Matson. We have Chilwell. We have 1 game a week. We don't need 3. You guys are struggling. You need a left back. Chelsea are here for you.
So Matson, a youngster, Matson is ahead of Cucurella. Is that what you're trying to say?
He can be. He should be having more game time, personally. I'll be playing him at left wing over Chilwell. So I'm fine with it. You could have had either or. If I take a gender aside and I hop off the shameless thing, this ain't a bad move for you. This ain't a bad move for you. This is much better for you than Mason Mount is. Much better.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Lewis. Listen. I feel like Saeed would tell you the truth. I think this is a good move. I think the Mason Mount one was absolutely horrendous. I don't know what your manager was doing, but I have to say, I don't think this is as bad as you make it out to be. I know he's not the best, and I think you know what it is. If you had gone for him a month ago, you would have been okay with it. But I think it's because it now seems like a panic situation that you're very, very upset. And listen, I'm not saying that the Mason Mount thing is amazing. I'm not thinking that the Kai Havertz thing is amazing. I know we're speaking just about Man United right now, and when we get to Arsenal, I'll speak about that as well. But I really don't think Cucurella is as bad as listen, as in the position that you're in. I don't think he's as bad as you're making out. I really don't. And I'm not, if you know me, I will tell you the truth.
Oh, yeah. Before we talk about Cucurella, big up to Monts in the building, fresh trim. Man can see that trim, you get me? You know what I'm saying? The carnival weekend had flexing, you get me? So, Monts, what are you saying, bro? You good?
I'm exhausted, refreshed, and 3-point collectors. So yeah, I'm brilliant. Not everyone can say that today. And just listen, I was looking forward to this stream, but now I'm looking forward to even more seeing Greenlee here. So there's
listen, don't go anywhere. Salah talk is on the way. Don't worry, you're not going anywhere, mate. Salah, you missed a lot this weekend. Salah could be going. But big up to Benji, Godzilla. Big up to you for the super chat. Much love, Saeed and the boys. Love the lineup. Lewis, my Ethiopian brother, Broski leader, honest opinion on Cuckoo. Is this another L for United? Smart business from Chelsea. PS glad NUFC got humbled. Let's see what they are made of. You know what? Let me ask you a question, yeah. Like banter aside, Lewis, yeah. This is a guy who came in from Brighton for £60 million. That's a lot of money for a left back. Has flattered to deceive. Has not made the step up from Brighton, probably a lesser club than Chelsea. Has looked so bad, he's had to play left centre back. And yes, Chelsea have been a mess, but your defense was relatively good last season. Let's be honest. You didn't really concede a lot of goals. You just couldn't score a lot of goals. Right or wrong, Lewis? Is that correct? You had the fourth best defense in the league or something like that.
Until the last 4 games of the season, yeah. And just went.
This guy has rarely had a good game for Chelsea. Probably Dortmund at home, I think, was one of his best performances, I think, in the Champions League. Apart from that, man of the match. Let's be honest, Lewis, here. This guy has flattered to deceive at Chelsea. Like, banter aside, has he not flattered to deceive at Chelsea?
Yeah, he hasn't been great for us in the last year, but I could put that down to a lot of off-the-field issues. And my biggest thing that I've been saying with the entire left-back situation for us is we're ready to throw Cucurella to the Lions. We're ready to rip him apart and say he's washed, he's crap, he's finished, while he's had off-the-field issues and a numerous amount of injuries throughout the whole of last season. But when it's Ben Chilwell, who's had the same thing, we're willing to pander to him and say he needs to be given time and everything. I have said for the last month or two that I genuinely believe Cucurella is better defensively than Chilwell. The problem with Cucurella is that he's got the bozo gene. The guy will have 50, 60 minutes of playing flawlessly. He'll have a stupid mistake. It will lead directly to a goal and it undoes all the work. But if you can get that side out of his game, I think he's a good left back personally. He keeps himself in the right positions. He's got a good forward pass on him, good standing tackle. Going forward, he was a lot better at Brighton than what I've seen at Chelsea. I will say that. But defensively, other than the lapse in concentration, which, again, is obviously annoying, I think for the most part, he does a good job over a 90-minute spell. He's had good games here or there. So I don't think it's a terrible move for you guys. Like, I'll be the first to rip any of you guys if you take one of our deadwood. Did it to you guys with Mount and Havertz and all the lights. But when it was Jorginho, I also said it was a good transfer for Arsenal. Cucurella, I don't think is a terrible move for you guys. Now, you just got to fix whatever's going on in his head. And, like, there's been off-the-field issues, so I do think that might have a mental issue with him. But I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's anything to completely panic about. I'm just kind of annoyed it's not permanent. I feel like a loan move is just basically helping you guys. And
so you got 7 million out of it. That's 7 million to your bank account. So you
that's it. It's only financial, but on the pitch, it don't make any sense.
I get what you mean. Big up to HK.
You should have gone for the guy from I think is it Southampton? What's his name? I think listen, I know Arsenal behind the scenes are looking at him as well. I think he's a great kind of option that can play both positions, and he wouldn't cost you no more than 10 million. I don't think 7-8 million maybe. So I think he would have been a good option. But listen, I'm sure you're going to take a bit of time to warm up for it, but I don't think it's as bad as you're making it out.
Big up HK Music. He says, I'm just happy Luke Shaw won't be starting for my club anymore. Cucurella is a much better player than Luke Shaw and will end up taking the position for good if he comes to Manchester United. Yeah, big up Premsy in the chat as well, man.
You
Big
know
up to
what
you,
I
my
think
guy.
this is? I think basically, like, we've got too many left backs and we're playing one game a week. So the idea is to loan one of Maatsen or Cucurella, and you're just a lot closer on that front. So it's just we need Cucurella to get game time. You guys need a left back. It's kind of solving two issues.
You know what it is though for me though, madam. Yeah, I look at. I've watched Cucurella, by the way. I've watched him a lot. I think what he lacks physically. I think sometimes he gets bullied off the ball. I think 1v1 he can get isolated. Yes or no? That is very, very true. I think for me, what we lack in transition, I don't think Cucurella adds a lot, and that is what we're lacking at the minute. And I think for me, yes, he can play that underlapping role, the overlapping role very, very well. Technically, he's sound. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just looking, I'm thinking, you've got two left backs out, you're spending 7 million on there, and there's no guarantees we're getting any midfielders, by the way. I'm looking at it, for me, I'm putting my energy on Alvaro Fernandez. And this is a time, yeah, where you trust the youth. And I look at Alvaro Fernandez, and I just look to myself, yes, Cucurella's got the experience, but I think you play that experience. You put Alvaro Fernandez in there on the bench. You've got Dallo to start off with right now. We don't know what's going on with Malacia, but I don't think it's as desperate as people think it is. I really don't. You've got Dallo there and you've got Alvaro Fernandez there. I think a lot of people are thinking, you know what, we need it. Yeah, he's a youth player. But listen, why is it at Man United, yeah? As this is all to Man United fans, by the way. Why is it at Man United, yeah, that there's a hesitancy to play the youth players? Chelsea take pride in that. They're saying Maatsen's unbelievable. Lewis Hall's excellent. But at Man United, it's negative. Oh, but it's not ready yet. How can you get ready if you don't play? So all you United fans in the chat saying, "Oh, it's not ready." Sometimes you've got to trust the player and say, "You know what? This is your chance now. You've got two left backs out. Give him a chance. What is it there for, the youth team?" And this is why I'm confused with United fans. He's not ready. But this is the time now. Two left backs are out. Play him. I don't see the reason to splash out 7 million on a guy for me that's been underwhelming at Chelsea. That's just my own opinion.
When you're talking about the top level, and like, let's say we're looking at teams that win league titles consistently, like, how many of those youth players actually make it to the first team? When it was Chelsea, we had John Terry. Then there was nobody for about 10 years until Loftus-Cheek and Christensen came out. And the only reason why we pushed on the other youth players was because of the transfer ban. Like, a couple make through. What?
Lewis, what about Dom Solanke? He done all right.
Yeah, Dom Solanke.
Barely played for us. Like, he had a game or two at most. Right? That wasn't anything serious. He won a main part of the first team. But like, what?
No one. Sorry, no.
Who?
Musunda.
Yeah, there's loads that flopped.
I wish. Yeah, hella off the field issues with him as well, whatever happened. But at the top level, like, only a couple of them make it. So I get why managers always look for experience, because it's experience that gets you through. If you're pushing to that level, you need to be playing at an insane level at that young age to get there. So,
but you know what? Yeah, go on, man. You have your opinion, and I'll come after.
Do you know what? For me, you see with Cucurella and the youth, I'm just gonna put it straight right now. Cucurella is not good enough for Manchester United. It's really not. Luke Shaw, there are Man United fans out there that aren't even happy with Luke Shaw.
Facts.
Yeah, that's fair.
He is splitting the fan base. Cucurella is not as good as Luke Shaw as a left centre back, and he's not better than Luke Shaw at left back. And we can talk about how off the field issues at Chelsea could have affected his performances. Excuses for me. The manager who brought you to Southampton has brought you to Chelsea. So you're playing under the same manager for majority of the season. On top of that,
that manager wasn't playing under the same tactics.
Fair enough, but you're still playing 4 at the back sometimes, 5 at the back, playing him at left wing back. It wasn't the exact same tactics, but again,
he played a back four from the World Cup onwards. But I
understand, bro. But you have the same manager. So let me just carry on with this for a second. So he has the same manager. So there's at least an element of slight comfort there with the player. And then in terms of the amount of games, I can remember that Cucurella has had a good Dortmund at home. or away. So I think it's Dortmund away in the Champions League. That's the only good game I've seen him having a Chelsea shirt. You can count how many good games all season he had playing for Chelsea. So but we're also going to say the whole team was poor. Chelsea have been rubbish, so that could be a reason as to why Cucurella has not really hit the heights compared to his price tag. For me, he's as big as a flop as Aubameyang. He's as big as a flop as Anthony. He's as big as a flop as any of these guys. Do you know why? Because why has Lewis Hall come into that Chelsea team and look 10 times better when he's an academy product? Why are we making excuses? Lewis Hall has come into
Let's keep it real
and looked one of their best players. But now, man, are telling me 60 million Cucurella. Man City wanted him. Chelsea went and paid the extra to go and get him, and he's been crap.
Facts.
He's been crap. So why should Man United fans sit there and settle for a player who's not even as good as their starting left back? Probably not even too far off of Malacia, who they're not.
Yeah, let's keep it real, man. Now you're speaking facts, bro.
But Monch, the problem is
though, you want to bring in an academy who doesn't even have, who at least could come in now under. Fair enough, it might be a little bit more pressure, but pressure can make diamonds, and that's what they need. It's also a loan, which also shows me that no one's actually sure about what you're going to get from this guy.
Monch, I think going off your point, though, we're not saying that he's the answer. We're saying that he's a solution to a bigger problem they have. So right now, what I'm saying is, no one's saying that he's amazing, but we're saying in their position that Malacia is now out. They don't want to buy another left back, so because as a club they believe in Luke Shaw and they believe in Malacia and they've got Dalot. So the options that they have right now, and I spoke to Saeed a bit earlier, do they want to go and buy a new left back? No, because they've got a 28-year-old England certified left back. They've also got Malacia, who the manager said there's a video that he came out, when he was at Feyenoord. Who's his kid? He really believes in him. So right now, what I'm trying to say is I'm not disagreeing with your point. I know he's not good enough, but you don't want to buy a new left back. That's my point. I'm trying to say they don't want a new left back. So what are the options that they have? What I'm saying is, for where they're at right now as a club, they don't want to spend 30 million pounds, 25 million pounds on a certain.
It's not about spending though, because it's a loan fee. It's a loan fee of 5 to 7 million. Apparently, they want 7. We're gonna probably aim to get about 5 million. Yeah, okay, but the problem is, though, sometimes that solution for me is go and trust in the youth. That's my philosophy. That's my idea of a fan.
All I'm saying.
Go on.
Go on. No, you go. No, because you. Go on. You finish your thing.
I was saying, for me, there's more solutions with the youth. Yes, it's a slightly bigger risk, but United are going to have a lot of games this season, a lot of games to play this season. If one of the youngsters come through, even if they want to sell that youngster, any youngster that has half a good season, let him have half a good season, 40 million minimum. Let him have a full good season, 50 million. I'm telling you, for me, I'm looking at Cucurella and saying, you have a problem, and your solution to the problem is bringing in another problem. That's the way I see it.
No, all right, cool. And let me say, hold on, because again, I hate Man United, but there's a certain player that plays in this league right now, and last season he didn't play at all. And there's a certain player who now is thriving at Spurs. And what happened to him? Can we remember what he was like at Brighton? And his name is Basuma. Basuma at Man United Spurs last season was muddied off, looking terrible, wasn't given chances.
Right, that was because of the manager didn't rate him in that regard. The manager clearly didn't want him in the team.
He had the same manager. He said
he's a manager.
No, but now,
different tactics.
All I'm saying, no, that's what I'm saying.
Tactics as well, man.
All I'm saying is, no. I'm not giving excuses.
No, he was playing a back 5 with Potter, and then Potter switches to a back 4 after the World Cup for no reason, and then instantly off one drop. He's Potter being an idiot.
But let me hold on. But my point is,
he played a 5 at Brighton, came to Chelsea and started playing a 4.
Yo, that picture is crazy, but yeah,
your picture's crazy still. You're sneaking without the picture. Can I get this super chat here, by the way? HK Music says, don't think Ten Hag has the luxury to play Fernandes at left back and get it wrong. Yeah, you know what it is though, Random, yeah? I get it though, guys. I get it. It's a pressure game. The manager, I think for me, is under pressure to perform. I get it. I 100% get it. But I still think for me, the sample size of Alvarez going wrong and the sample size of Cucurella is not on the best of form. I don't think there's a lot in it. A lot of people will be looking at what he did at Brighton, but he also had a bad year at Chelsea. So we're kind of even now, aren't we, in that regard? But we also don't know what Alvaro Fernandes can become. And maybe I'm gassing the youth up, but ultimately, yeah, I've seen success stories in the Premier League. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Rico Lewis, Do you guys know who Rico Lewis is? And I get it, understand it. Pep Guardiola's system is probably tailored better to what they're trying to do, and he probably fits in like a glove. But sometimes, guys, yeah, in these kind of moments, I'd rather trust the youth than a player that's performed badly for Chelsea and has been displaced by a player who's younger in Maatsen and a player before that in Lewis Hall. I
Okay,
just
hold
look
on.
at it in that regards,
Saeed,
and that's why for me, I'd rather say
Saeed,
no to him.
Saeed,
Simple.
So what you're basically saying, and once I think you're agreeing as well with Saeed, is you basically are putting more hope and more kind of ritual in the idea that Fernandes is going to outperform Cucurella if he comes.
No, I think it's better for Man
It's
United.
not, you know, it's not even about that. It's
United.
all having the trust of a manager. The manager has to understand, you know what? I'm going to build. When you look at a player, yes, Cucurella might be better in terms of his profile, but you also got to realize if he has a system that is there for Fernandes and he is as talented as what we say we are, and
No,
I've seen
no, don't do that. No. You got to answer
And
my
then
question. No, you two, you
Go
got. No, because don't think about putting Fernandes in the system. The system is here; it's already made. So you two are basically saying that you believe that the better option is to put more faith in Fernandes, who I don't know if he's played any minutes for Man United. I don't know if he's played much for first team football compared to a guy who's been very good in Spain, in the likes of
2 years ago.
Okay,
3 years ago.
Well, hold on. Okay, fine. He then came to Brighton, and let's just think for 1 second. Let's remove his defensive capabilities. Going forward, we know he can get balls into the box, and you've got Højlund up front, who's going to thrive off those crosses on the floor and in the air. We also know going forward that he can do the inverted thing. He can play more centrally as a inverted fullback, and he can do the outside of the around the winger, who is going to be Rashford more than likely. So
okay, let me flip that question to you as well. If you look, okay, hold on a minute. You Havertz now for Chelsea, and you have a player like Smith Rowe, and you know his kind of input and his kind of let's say his appearances are going to be subdued by Havertz. Would you buy Havertz knowing that and knowing what he did last season?
But it's a bit different because he's a first team player. Fernandes hasn't played any first team
though. No, but I get that. It's still the same principle as what you've seen before from Cucurella last season. My thing is, I'm only going based on what I've seen from Cucurella last season. Okay, yes, Brighton is Brighton. I'm looking at what he is and what we don't have as well.
It would be a better example of the minor kid you've got, because he's not played any Premier League minutes really.
Yeah, I get that.
What I'm trying to say is Fernandes. We can't bank on this guy coming in doing amazingly in the first team when you've not seen it. And I'm just looking at Cucurella. I've seen what the peak of Cucurella I've seen at Brighton. He got player of the season in their first season, and I'm saying attacking just for 1 second. I know obviously we can't, but for 1 second, the defensive side, we know there's a lot to be desired. But going forward, he can offer you so much. But I'm saying you lot are banking on Fernandes being the answer to this problem that you've got. I don't think that's smart.
I don't know. Hold on.
And I don't know why I'm banking on Cucurella. So
why is everyone listening? But you're using the wrong. Maybe I'm taking your words too literally, Greenlee. But bro, you're saying you're banking on Fernandes to be amazing. No one asks Fernandes to be amazing. No one is asking Cucurella to be amazing either. We're talking about he doesn't have to be the solution to the problem. What he needs to do is cover the position, and anything better than good is a bonus because he's an academy prospect. So anything positive that comes out of Alvaro Fernandes doing a bit for Man United, again, you can either sell him, you can either get loads of money, or he goes forward as a prospect and you see where it goes from there. On top of that, you now have extra competition where you have Malacia, Luke Shaw, and Fernandes, all as first-team players in one position. So that's you get an influx of position in there. Also, with Cucurella, if the Cucurella signing works out, then you're probably going to buy him for 30, 40 million. But guess what? He's not better than Luke Shaw. So then what happens to Malacia? This is what I'm saying. It seems like I feel strongly about it, but I just personally, I don't really rate Cucurella. I'm not saying he can't get back to where he is.
It's a principle, though, isn't it? It's a principle, man.
Brighton days, like the Arsenal fans are going up back to Havertz Leverkusen days. Like,
okay, hold on. Months.
There you go.
My one thing I'm going to say, and this is my last thing. You two, because you two is the ones that have more of an issue with it. If he played for Brighton still and had one good season, and then he had his last season had a poor season, would you still feel as bad?
It's a situation, though, man.
No, but I'm asking.
You know why it's a different situation?
Because you're taking another player from us.
It's because you're taking a player from Chelsea. That's what it is.
Taking another player from us.
It is.
You don't want to do business with little old Chelsea again,
It
which
is.
I don't understand. But
Listen,
No, not really.
How about this? If he was good, how would look at if you look at Chelsea's left back options, yeah, they don't need him for a reason.
No, because they got one game a week, Monts. Come on, man.
Under 1 game a week. Chilwell has no
honest,
kneecaps. Chilwell has 0 kneecaps. He doesn't have a kneecap.
Yeah, exactly.
Chilwell is a walking injury waiting to happen, and they still want to get rid of my man. Don't fall for this BS. Don't fall for this BS. If they like
listen, we back the manager.
I've said, and I stand by it, I think Cucurella is better defensively than Chilwell is, but we basically have Colwell playing as a left now.
Fair enough. Listen, listen. By no means, I don't back the manager in that regards, and I'm not saying I'm not backing the manager, but sometimes you don't back decisions, and that's all it is. I disagree with the decision, but let's see what it's about. But you'll see with the United fans, they'll be crying halfway through December. Oh, Cucurella can't defend. What we bought Cucurella for? And I'm just like, you know what? I told you so, innit? So it is what it is. Benji says here, great point, Lee. Cucu always looks to cross then settle for a build-up. I think he is more accommodating a new style with a centre forward like Rasmus. Big up to HK Moon says Fernandes is going on loan. He isn't ready to start games for us. And United fans tried to tell me Mount was a good signing who hasn't played well for 2 seasons, but don't want Cucurella on loan, who at Brighton was a better left back than Luke Shaw. It doesn't make sense. Listen, I hear you. Listen, he could be a good signing, but what I've seen and what we lack, I'm putting the two together. What I've seen and what we lack, I don't think is a good signing. But listen, 1.4K in the building. Make sure you guys are liking the video. We need 500 likes ASAP. Right now, we haven't even reached that. I think we're on what? Let me just check right now. 330 likes. Guys, come on, man. Hit the like button. It don't cost you a penny. You know what I mean? So please support the channel. Hit the like button. I'm going to move over to Smith Rowe. Lee, the star boy Smith Rowe, man. Apparently with Chelsea. Arsenal knocked back Chelsea's initial approach for Smith Rowe. Gunners not keen on selling to a rival as things stand. We talking off air. Yeah.
We just done business with them and they don't want to do business with us. Disrespectful. Double standards, man. This is poor.
Yeah. You know what, man, yeah? Smith Rowe, yeah? Have we hyped him up? Is he overrated? Is he underrated? Like, because end of the day, yeah, he had this little spell. I think it was 2021 season, was it? Or 21-22 season. Can't quite remember, Lee, yeah? But do you rate him, by the way? Like, do you think you should cash in right now? What's your outlook on Smith Rowe?
I mean, look, people ain't going to like it. I know Arsenal fans, you know, they're going to be crying about him and, you know, all of these other things. But I'll be honest with you, he is so overrated. It's unbelievable. I'm not his biggest fan. Everybody that knows me knows. Shout out to One Touch TV. They know I don't rate him. I think he's so overrated. I think people need to think about he's been a professional footballer for 4 years, and he's had one good season where he scored 10 goals. Half of them came off the bench in the second half of the season. We didn't get top 4, and you know what? I have to give him ratings because he basically saved Arteta's job. We played Chelsea that game, and I think we beat them 2-0 or 3-0, and he was absolutely majestic. But listen, let's not go crazy. He is not a star boy. He took the number 10 shirt, and unfortunately, and it's not his fault, he's had quite a few injuries. He had some growing pains. He's had some groin problems as well. And that is absolutely not his fault. And I wish him the absolute best. But listen, let's not do that whole overrating thing. And that's what Arsenal fans do. I love Arsenal fans. I love the fact that we are one of the most hated fan base online. But we also do this thing where we overrate players. And he's just not that guy. And as I said, he's had one good season where he scored 10 goals. And he's 23 years old. But listen, we don't talk about Saka like that. We don't talk about all of these other players. Listen, look at the way that Havertz has been, you know, projected to be this amazing player, and he's 24 years old. He's only 1 year older. Look at what Rashford does. For me, I'm not here sitting there saying that he's crap, but I'm also not sitting here saying that he's the most the player that you have to hold your hopes on. I'm not sold on him. Look, get rid of him, man. Like I don't see what the hype is about him. He carries the ball. The problem that you're going to find if you're a Chelsea fan is he's got too many peaks and troughs. And what I mean by that is in a game, you will see him for 2 minutes, and then for 10, 15 minutes, you won't even know he's on the pitch. And he reminds me a little bit of a Mason Mount in that regards, where he does one little nice Cruyff turn, and then you don't see him for the rest of the game. And that's the problem with someone like ESR. He's got too many highs and too many lows.
So shiver go down my spine.
There you go. And that's the problem. So yes, he might score a goal, but the whole thing that was leveled, and again, I'm never comparing.
No, I'm saying, give him the new Mason Mount, man. Carefree Lewis deserves that, man.
Listen,
give him a new name to
Why would you wish that on me?
I'm never gonna ever compare ESR to this player. But what I mean is, in terms of people kept doing this thing with Mo Salah, where he doesn't do nothing but score goals in a game. Where he and I think that's too far. Like, I don't think that people should say that kind of stuff about him. But that's what ESR reminds me of. He might get you an assist or he might get you a goal, but he doesn't do much in the game. And that's what I think is the problem with him. And yes, stats look amazing, but I need to see more. I need to see more in a game. I need you to be connecting. I need you to be the one who, like, if Odegaard didn't get 15 goals last season, nobody would look at him and think he's not a good player. Everybody on this panel, everyone in the chat would still look at him and think, you know what? He's such a saucy, talented player because of what he can do and how he connects the pitch. And ESR just doesn't do that for me. So listen, people are going to do the highlights of, you know, what he did in 2 seasons ago and what he did when he was on loan, and, you know, his attitude problems. And he has got a bit of a weight problem. Hopefully that seems to be fixed now. You know, people have spoken about the fact he said that he loves Nando's. He used to love Chinese and stuff like that. Come on, man. Like, I'm not here for it. So yeah, and as I said,
Nando's, yeah, Nando's and that.
People are gonna go off the stats thing. People are gonna say, look, he's done this and he's done that. But listen, football's about what have you done for me lately, and all I've seen you lately is hold bench. So I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, talk about it. And I never ever said he's got an attitude problem. I'm not speaking about any of that stuff. I'm talking directly about his football ability and what he contributes to the pitch. So listen, if Chelsea want him, come on, man, do your thing.
You know what? Big up to One Touch TV. They say, Lee, come on now. What about him is overrated? The fact that you shared he saved Arteta's job and was trusted with the number 10 shirt. Come on, Lee. ESI is a baller and he's better than Havertz. You know what? I could agree with that one. Like, he's better than Havertz. So it's like, why would you? But this is the manager's. Obviously, he's not going to kick Havertz out now and put all of a sudden Smith Rowe in.
Can I just say back to this one thing? If none of us rate Havertz and he's just better than Havertz, is that something to, you know, wax lyrical about? None of us here rate Havertz.
We're better than Havertz. I don't mean nothing.
Oh, exactly. So if he's just about better than Havertz, or he's better than Havertz, but no one here rates Havertz, if Havertz is the bottom feeder, then what are we talking about?
Havertz isn't the bottom feeder. Havertz is just average and he's not good enough for Arsenal. ESR is good enough for Arsenal, but he's not available enough for Arsenal. So if you want to base it on availability and you want to take that into consideration, then yes, Havertz and ESR are closer than what people think. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, ESR is no good on in the restroom and not on the pitch. Or at least Havertz can. People aren't going to like him, but Havertz he'll give you your 6.5 out of 10. Whether people like it or
recently, though, I will say though, ESR hasn't actually been injured. He's just not been given the opportunity, and that's something which I could say for sure. Maybe Arteta needs to look at. But I'll be honest with you, when you watch a game of football, as I do for Arsenal, you will see that he doesn't get involved with the game enough. There aren't enough moments in a game where he affects it in any way, shape, or form. And that doesn't mean that he's a crap player, because as that lady, I don't know her name, but you put the comment up, at least he gets goals. Yeah, he does get goals sometimes, those 10 goals in that season, but it's just not enough. We need more. And Liverpool have the same issue with not Joe Gomez.
My club's
Liverpool had the same problem with Curtis Jones. Sorry,
no,
Curtis
we don't.
Yes,
no,
you do.
So he only missed the part of last season. He didn't miss the whole season.
No, he didn't miss the whole season. No. He was back. You weren't injured.
Keep Jericho Jones out your mouth.
Listen,
your mouth.
This is his record. This is his record. 63 days out last season. Last injury before that is only in 2020. So it's not as if he's injury prone, but then obviously 1920 he's been. So it's not been too bad since that injury. But when he's out though, he's out for a while though. Look at that. 91 days, 21 days, 11 days, 14 days, 46 days. This is why I said last week on the show. I said there's certain guys here, they might look like they're injury prone, but when they're out for a long time. Do you get it, Madden? So when I said Luke Shaw is not injury prone, but then he's out. When he's out for a long time. That's what people need to understand. There's two things, you know. So and then another one is like Varane. Varane as well now. He's injured as well for 6 weeks out of nowhere. So I'm just
Hey,
I don't know,
we
man.
have
It's just
Caliber. We have Caliber
that's
if
the
you
high
need
line.
another deal. We got a good working
Caliber.
relationship, man. We got you.
Sure.
And I said that high line was gonna. I said
No.
that high.
He's good there.
They need it. They need it over there. Mons needs a Caliber.
Even better.
I do, but not Trevor, not Trevor. No, Said, I did say playing that high line is going to injure one of your centre backs. More likely Varane than Martinez. That high line is more robust and it's a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? But again, hopefully he's back soon, innit? But yeah, please don't
He's
ever.
going buying though. Chalobah's going buying. Chalobah's going buying though. So, you know, thank God for that. That's going to happen soon.
We're here for it.
Listen, ain't no hijack happening, mate. I'm telling you now, or else I'm going to that football club and I mean, it's going to be a madness in the dunya. But HK Moon says Mount will end up being a worse signing than Havertz because Arsenal have to make the team up for Havertz's bad play unless we don't buy a midfielder. Boy, you know what? Going to you though, Lewis, do you like ESR? Like, is that a good option for you? He's 23 years old, just turned 23. Would you want him, Lewis?
It would have to be cheap. It'll have to be cheap. And now I'd be like, all right, cool. I will trust the data analysts again, but like, I'm not really with it. He doesn't get into Arsenal's team, and we're trying to aspire to be second and higher than that. So, yeah, if he can't get into Arsenal, like, I don't see why we need him. If you see something in him, fine, live or die by it, but just don't get bent over. Like, we've literally just got 65 million for them off Havertz. They're going to try and get as much of that back as possible. He's English, so there's going to be homegrown tax attached to it as well. I don't think it's a feasible one. And to be honest, like Smith Rowe's going to want to leave to join a club that he can start at. As soon as Nkuku's back fit, he's going to be back on the bench. So it wouldn't really make too much sense for him anyway. He would literally just go from one bench to another. So I don't think it happens.
Yeah. You know what? Listen, I think ultimately it's one of them where, you know, he could have left Aston Villa a couple of years ago. Remember, he was linked to Aston Villa for like how much did you reject Lee, Aston Villa, when they wanted to buy him? 50 million?
Yeah, 30, I think it was 35 million that they originally wanted to go to for him. And listen, I wouldn't be surprised if they came back in for him. I mean, I don't think he's that good. He's a great ball carrier. He drives with the ball forward, and I think that's what Havertz needs to do more of for sure. If he's going to be anything near successful, but I'll be honest with you, please, we need to stop.
35.
He is absolutely overrated beyond belief. I'll be honest, he's so overrated.
Yeah. Listen, you know what is there? Sometimes players can give you a little bit of something when they're young, and obviously they don't show the same consistency in it. And it's all about consistency as a footballer, man. You know what I mean? But listen, Villa now, they're looking back and thinking, yo, they got Buendia, they got Zaniolo. You know, man, they're not really thinking about Smith Rowe anymore, man. You know what I mean? But it comes to it goes back to Chelsea as in what do they want? Like, what attacking midfielder are Chelsea gonna get now? Because the market's getting closer. Lewis, the market finishes on Friday. You know what I mean? Is there anyone else? I know you're free from Lukaku and you're buzzing about that, but Bo, you need an attacking midfielder. You need something. Hey?
We're going to be back with Lukaku next year. Roma will not buy him for 35 million. It's just great to see him gone for a year, but we will be back in a year's time trying to bin that whale off to somebody else. I'm just here for it.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
100%,
I don't know who we're going for. Like, we've heard vague links to Smith Rowe. I saw Sancho links, which makes absolutely no sense at all.
Where's that come from, by the way? I seen obviously you're showing rants and that, but I don't know. Where's these Sancho links come from? Like, I've not seen anything anywhere. Where they come
Honestly, I feel like people have just spoke it into existence, or there was like one vague link about Sancho potentially being on a list and people have just ran with it. But there's nothing concrete, so we don't really believe it. There's quiet talks about João Felix, Cherky potentially. Kudus has obviously gone to West Ham a couple days ago. They're keeping quiet about this one. They keep it quiet about it, but I do think someone's going to come through in the next few days. I haven't got a clue. I really don't know who we're going to go for with this one, but I'm excited to see who comes through, as long as it's not Jadon Sancho. I'm sorry, we're not doing
Turkey,
that.
João Felix is still around. You know João Felix, man, them, yeah? He's still around, you know? Like, I'm surprised nobody's got him for a loan bid. Like, United haven't got
The
involved
problem
in that.
is
Like,
though, a lot of these teams, I think, if you look at Pochettino, he wants high intensity. If you look at Ten Hag, he wants high intensity. Arteta, he wants a high intensity. I know Havertz doesn't really look like to fit that bill, but he's one. He
this
wins.
is João Felix, though, man. This is a player that's just a luxury player, man.
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
problem
but
is,
luxury player that don't
yeah,
even grab.
yeah,
Like,
they're
where's
not.
the cutting edge? Luxury, you got to be cutting edge in some way. And
Yeah,
as good as
yeah.
he is, he's not winning man games. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Winning games. Everyone talks about how crap of a footballer Rashford is. Apparently, he's so crap at ball. But Rashford, what was he doing last season? Winning United games. You know what I'm saying? So I think you can't legislate for his shortcomings when he's not cutting edge. Do you know what I'm saying? We're looking to look past Rashford's lack of movement up front or maybe his actual football IQ. You can legislate for that. Donny went and got 30 plus. You went and got 30 plus, that's fine. As long as you're doing that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's João Felix is too much, everything's kind of 7s, 8s, everything. There's nothing, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, listen,
and he costs too much. That's the reason why no one else is really going for him. I wouldn't mind him coming back to Chelsea, but I'm also not really that fussed if we don't come in for him. He's a good player, but like Mon said, there's not enough output for it to be worth the money that we're asking for.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. That's the thing where you have to bank on, man. Guys, 1.4K in the building, man. There's still not even 500 likes, man. What's going on, people, man? Hit the like button, people, man. It's not hard to do so. It helps the channel, man. So it means that over 1,000 of you have not hit the like button, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, man, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're nearly at 70K, man. So if you're new around here and you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. But with Sancho, listen, I think for me, there's a lot of excuses for Sancho. And he needs to deliver in it. So, listen, he needs to fight for his place at Man United, let alone a different club where they're even more ruthless. Like, I don't see him getting game time at Chelsea. I'll be real with you. Like, I don't see him getting game time. I think Sterling's ahead of him. Who else have you got in there? Like, you know,
right now,
generally think for me,
it's Chilwell on the left still. So I need somebody to fill up that position immediately because that's our weakest point right now.
Yeah, I think for me,
when he's fit.
I look at him and I think for me, best option would probably be to move abroad and go back to maybe a La Liga or go maybe to the German league again because I don't know whether the Premier League it suits him and his style of play, man. So let's see, man. I don't know. He's got to the end of the season. But this is his last season for me at United. If it doesn't work well, if it doesn't produce this season, I can't really see him at United next season. I could be wrong, and the football clubs to say, you know what, we'll give him another season, but I think for me, it's this season or bust.
Do you not think there are some players at your team that are being hindered by your manager and his tactics? I don't think.
Of course.
Yeah. So I
don't suit more technical players. I get it.
I'm not going to sit here and say
doesn't suit their game.
I'm not saying you know me. I'm not Ten Hag's biggest fan at all. But I will say that, and I'm not even Sancho's biggest fan actually. I think he's really let me down in terms of what I thought. I really did have high hopes for him, but I do look at Sancho and I'm thinking to myself, he is being a little bit scapegoated by the tactics and, made to seem that he's not as good as he can.
But it's also 3 years, though, as well.
Yeah,
you
for sure.
Think that's a bit crazy?
Yeah, no.
3 years, though. If that was 1 year, I'd give you but it's 3 years now. We can't say under Ollie, under this manager, come on, man. You've got to produce. And you know what it is for me? It's not about being the match winner every game, but I need to see consistency in terms of your play, like in terms of what you're doing, your contribution.
For sure.
It doesn't have to be goals, assists, you know what I mean? Output, because that's where the Premier League is at right now. And unfortunately, you can't be a good player now and not have output. It don't work like that. You have to have output. That's just the way the league is right now.
I hear it.
People can say Grealish doesn't give you output, but ultimately he's part of a good team. And unfortunately Sancho isn't. So boy, it's not good, man. It's not good. I'm going to move over to Liverpool. Salah, chat to me months. Is he leaving? Is he staying? Like, do you feel nervous about Salah right now? Like, how's the fan base right now? And just in general, your feelings now. Are you nervous about Salah?
No, of course not. Of course not. Why would I be nervous? I mean, it's you saw the pass yesterday, you saw the celebrations. He bleeds Liverpool. Like, listen, all right. No, I'm putting it on the front. I'm gonna put it on the front still. It's never nice to hear your talisman being linked away from the club. But what I would say is that how can they see this Saudi league? It's when it goes for you, it's great. When they want to buy the players you don't want, it's like, yeah, take them, run the cash. But when they want to take the players you need, I hate this Saudi league, man. They're ruining football. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no middle ground with these, man. How have we put him on 350 bags a week? And they said, scrap that. We'll put you on 350 bags a day. You know what I'm saying?
That's mad.
Say whatever this channel makes a month. Imagine someone came in and go, we make it a month. Yeah, we'll turn that into a day. That comes out by 7. Head to turn, bro. So, you know, as much as players are loyal, money makes this world tick. Money makes
Bro, facts.
Obviously, for me, I think Salah's handled it in a way where he's letting his football do the speaking. He's not coming out and giving any hints. He's posting it. He's not changed anything that he does for Liverpool socially. You know what I'm saying? His agent, obviously, his team came out and said that, you know, if we wanted Salah to leave or we was willing to listen to offers for Salah, then we wouldn't have let him sign a contract. We wouldn't have let him sign the contract at the end of last season to be Liverpool's highest paid player, only for him to leave in a year. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know how much money they're going to offer. I'm hearing 200. I'm hearing 200. I'm hearing like 130. I'm hearing loads of different figures at the moment, which I don't really know what to believe. I just feel like if FSG let Salah go, the Caicedo thing was bad enough. But if Mo Salah leaves Liverpool this season, you can forget about it. You can forget because it's funny how last season, because just like certain players for all your teams, Salah still splits parts of the fan base for Liverpool. You guys might not see it too much from the outside, but in the Liverpool fan base, there is still there's still a good section of fans where they go, Salah, well, gets goals, but what really is last season wasn't really good all round. Got his GA here and there, but what did it really get us? It's that type of notion. Now those same men are now telling me, oh, we can't lose Salah. Oh, where are we gonna be? Oh my God, he's our talisman. Oh, there's no right wingers in the market. Make your mind up. Just make your mind up. The bottom line is you will not see another right winger like Mo Salah until I am 40 years of age plus. You know what I'm saying? It's mad. It's killing me. Oh,
you know what? I'm not. You know what's nasty is that one of you three are hiding behind. Put your name on that. Put your name on it. Who is that?
I think it's Callum. You know, it might be Callum. It might be
Put
Callum.
your name on it. You know, because I was. You know what? In my head, I'm kind of feeling like it's Matt. You know, I don't know why, but I feel like it's Matt. But listen, put your name on it, man.
But all I'm saying is that this guy, you won't see another Mo Salah. You won't see that. There's barely any goal scoring right wingers that are going to get you 12 to 15 goals a season. The only other one was probably Diaby, and he's a Villa. So right now, like you can't afford to get rid of someone at the end, let alone the start of the end of the window, where there probably isn't going to be a replacement. No, Liverpool, they'll tell you Ben.
No, we have Hudson-Odoi, 8 million. Through hijack.
Guys, listen, hey, you spent more money with
left wing and right wing, versatile. Salah can't do that.
Please, anyway, you guys know what I mean. Like, I mean, the only thing I'll say is that after Suarez, I said we're not seeing that. We're not seeing anything that good till I don't know. I lose my hairline, touch wood, and I'll be on 100,000 subs or something like that. I don't know, but now we've seen Mo Salah within the space.
You didn't like Cho to Liverpool, right? I think it's a great move.
So I don't know, man. I feel like
you know what it is though.
I don't want to believe
he could leave next year. He could leave next year, and he could be the same money. But bro, you know what it is, man. Money, like if I offer you something right now, Lee, yeah, but I offer you as well next year, are you gonna take it now or are you gonna take it next year?
No, but I think with Mo Salah, I think the biggest pulling power and the difference that they will offer the same money is due to the fact that he will make that Saudi league so much money. He is, no matter what anyone say, he's the biggest
False.
Muslim player,
African player.
African
Yeah,
player.
yeah, as well. Yeah.
So he's gonna pull in some serious clout for them. Listen, there's a famous quote by Bill Belichick. He's the owner, not the owner. He's the kind of coordinator for the NFL team, Patriots, and he always says you always want to sell a player a year early than a year late, and it could be the perfect timing. Like he's done great things for Liverpool. No matter what I think about him, he's been amazing for the Premier League. He's been amazing for Liverpool. He's, brought in numbers. He's brought in shirt sales. He's brought in clout for the club even more than not that they needed it, but even more. So, yeah, listen, man. He's also done stuff for the Christian community with his little half-naked Christmas shoots and that. So shout out to him, man. So, listen, I'm not gonna say too much more on him, but I would definitely say to him, look, like 100%, like go. Get your money, get your. You've done all you need to do. Liverpool, let's see. Listen, man, calma.
Calma, yeah.
No,
What's in carnival stays in carnival.
Listen.
Hold on.
Hey, come on, man, like Lee, Gonna Lee, Gonna Lee gunning for the girl, yeah. Come on.
Calm.
I think you know what though? I don't know, man. I just think it's one of them where Salah leaving, I think Liverpool fans will be devastated. I think they will be significantly weaker. But at the same time, you're right though. A Liverpool Football Club needs to move on and needs to find a way after Salah. Like Liverpool Football Club isn't Salah.
Next year. Not now. Next year. Not now.
But you know what? If he goes, yeah, because look, the winger market right now is not as good. Look, we've got Saka. We're lucky we got Saka. We've got Martinelli. We got Martinelli for 5 million, and we've got Saka for 3. Obviously, the main guy I know that you guys wanted was obviously Diaby. He's now gone. I know you can get him out, but it's not going to be easy. So who do you kind of now start to look at? Because you've got a few youngsters, you've got a couple wingers in your team right now. You've got Gakpo that plays, on the left. You can play false 9, you can play 8. You've got a few players, but I want to know who you want, because it's looking kind of scarce, man. It's looking scary, bro.
The only one who even half fits the bill, and even I wouldn't even like. First of all, no one's ever gonna be good enough to replace.
No.
Let's just, what I'm saying. It'd have to be the guy with the same last name as me. And he plays for West Ham. And he's tearing it up right now. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of bringing that 2 seasons to see the 10 when he got 10 and 10 in the Prem. He's kind of bringing that form back.
Gerard Bowen,
You know what's funny that you mentioned that though?
Come on, that would be mad.
I saw that and I ignored it, man, because he knows, man. Them Liverpool. He's looking at him like small.
That's a good one.
You know what? I will be honest with you.
I feel like for me, he's more central as well than the whole playing on the right.
Nuno Tavares has gone to Nottingham Forest, by the way. Nuno Tavares on loan.
These man tried to tell me Nuno Tavares was raw. I told you, man, from the get-go, years ago, raw is just a new word for shit. Allow me, people.
Shit, facts. You know what? We need to start saying that, maybe it is, what? Like raw. Yeah, it's true. But you go back to your point. What was he going to say, Lee? Was he going to say something there before about Salah? Oh, it's gone. But yeah, go on, Mons. You go ahead. What are you going to say?
But that's kind of just where my stance is. Like, he set up the winner against Newcastle. Obviously, by the way, Newcastle fans, hold that. You know what's talking about all that smack. Just hold that. All that Champions League talk, challenging for the title talk, and you're sitting there on 3 points, game week 3. Please allow me. And also Liverpool. Listen, you guys are lucky that I've been away for carnival break. My shamelessness has not eradicated. It's still here. You know what I'm saying? Crap old Liverpool, no midfield, no back line, still sitting on the same points as Arsenal, still sitting above Chelsea, still sitting above Man U. Listen.
Are you back? Are you back?
Are you back? You back then? Yeah. Go on, talk, man. Is Nunes back?
No. No one's back. No one's back, and Nunes is just Origi. That's what Origi would do for Liverpool. That's all that is. Don't.
Nah, man. Put some respect on Nunes' name, man. Man. I'm not doing that, Put some respect on Nunes' name. Origi ain't doing that. Origi ain't scoring 2 goals like that.
Yes, he is. Yes.
He ain't scoring. He weren't doing that, man. Listen, Nunes is back, man. He's a new Suarez.
We say
Van Dijk's been charged with something, a breach of FA rule E31 following the game against Newcastle. Acting in proper manner or use abusive or insulting words towards a match official.
Oh shit!
It's what a match official.
Oh,
I can bring it up on the screen
they're
if you want.
finished. Liverpool are finished. No Konate and low Van Dijk. It's peak.
Hey,
Van
that
Dijk
Chalobah
has been
bid.
charged.
That Chalobah bid.
Chalobah, come on. Let me just read
50
out the
million,
people
bro.
again. Van Dijk has been charged with a breach of FA Rule E30.1 following Liverpool's Premier League game against Newcastle Sunday 27th. It's alleged the defender acted in a proper manner and or used abusive or insulting words. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I seen it, you know. I think he called him
What
like
happened?
a prick or something. Or
You know
something.
what?
He
Let me,
said
can I say
something though.
something though? Can I say something? You know what? And again, it's yesterday. You know what? Shout out. Yeah, I was at Carnival and I saw bare Liverpool fans. And you know what? I'm gonna be real. I'm not here to to do the whole thing because I don't like Liverpool, but I do not think that was a red card at all. I really don't like Liverpool. I really don't like Liverpool, but I don't think that was a red card. And I would be fuming if I was any Liverpool fan, and especially if I'm Van Dijk. I think that was genuinely one of the worst pieces of non-VAR refereeing decision that you can find. For him to send him off, I don't know, man. I really don't know. And listen, it isn't this whole scapegoating, and it isn't this, bro. I'll be honest. So for me, I know Van Dijk. Listen, I don't know what he said. I don't know what happened, but I would be fuming if I was Van Dijk. So whatever he did say, unless it was, I hope it wasn't anything derogatory or something crazy like that. But I'll be real, man. Whatever he said, he probably deserved, man. I'll be honest.
He said something mad, guys. I'm not even kidding you. This is bias aside, yeah. He said something mad, because he went to the referee and went, he said something in a way. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
like,
bro,
what's going on? Like,
I'm sorry, but you can't. That kind of decision, yeah. Liverpool, listen, you got to look at it. Liverpool are seemingly in the mud, right? That's what everyone's looked at them. Liverpool are thinking to themselves, they're already going down without Konate. They had another egregious thing happen to them the week before with McAllister that got rescinded.
That was wild.
So you then come to the point where he's probably thinking he's been sent off, and I believe he's been sent off, which wasn't a red card. So you've got all of that in some sort of melting pot, and I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, you know what? Whatever he said, again, unless it was something crazy, I just don't know, man. I just don't look at that and think that was a red card. I really don't. So yeah.
Either way, I just feel like right now, going forward, the Liverpool project seems a bit confusing to everyone. I try to tell people it's ha, and all the laughter. People can win the transfer window, everyone can laugh at Paul, but when it comes to playing football on the pitch, it's a different matter. And when it comes to going and getting those 3 points, Chelsea don't know how to do it. United, I'm not too sure about them either. And Arsenal obviously are supposed to be somewhere, but they don't even look convincing. So all I'm trying to tell people is, listen, dance in your yard before you dance abroad, innit? Because at the end of the day, it's not easy. It ain't easy to go get those 3 points. You know what I'm saying? Man United are being told that they're the worst thing they're the worst thing to touch green grass. But they're sitting on 6 points. How I don't know either. But they're sitting on 6 points. You know what I'm saying? Even though they know where their problems are. I know where my problems are in my club. I know. Centre backs, the defense, Endo not having a good game. By the end of the day, I'm sitting on 7 points and in the top 4. And I have Villa at home, which I can try. If I can get a result at Villa before the international break, then 10 points out of a possible 12 when I've had Newcastle away. And Chelsea
you've had a tough start.
That's a big
for someone this week. Yo, man, for someone this week, it's gonna be peak, like Arsenal, United.
You lot play each other. So one of you will be getting verbal.
Bro, if someone gets beat, it's peak.
One of you's holding that. You know what I'm saying? One of you. So Gunilly, don't let it be.
No, I can't lie. It's not looking good,
I'll be honest. I think Said's gonna. I think Arsenal are gonna absolutely tear Man United a new one. I'll be honest with you. I really do.
Oh, with Havertz, yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't think it's got to be with Havertz or not. I think the fact that you've got no Varane, you're not playing great football. You went 2-0 down against the likes of Nottingham Forest, and we absolutely dominated them. We're going to hold the ball. You also your striker
You have been
position.
underwhelming though.
We
It's
have
not as
been
if you might
underwhelming,
have
but
been like.
I think,
But you're
and
just
listen,
looking at it based on what Man United are.
no,
Man.
no, no.
Do you believe in your team though?
I was just about to say, I think we haven't been playing football because we've did new formation. I don't think our players haven't not been playing well. I think the formation is making the team not look as good. But I actually think that your team, your players aren't playing well. It's nothing to do with formation. I think your midfield is going to be absolutely dominated. I think we're going to change our formation and go put 3 in the middle. And I think Havertz will come out of the team. I think he will. I think we're absolutely going to batter you. I can see it
You know
being
what it
quite
is
bad.
though. Listen, it can happen. You know what I mean? And you know what? I understand that. But at the same time, let's be real, yo. Let's be real. Like, I think Man United, the best thing they can expect for is a draw. I'm not confident in a win at all. So for me to be really shameless, I need to just do a whole level of shameless and come back out and say, listen, you're talking nonsense. We're going to come there with X and X player. Like, I don't think it will be. I think United got to stick the place out and just go for a draw, like literally. But I don't think Man United do boring draws. It's kind of maybe entertaining draws, if that. So does anybody see if it's going to happen or anything like that? Anyone think that, Lewis, you think they got a chance?
Who, United.
Yeah,
Mm,
like in that game.
yes, but I think also are favourites going into this one, especially with them playing at home. But I see a draw personally. I see a draw. I think Arsenal will be the better team in the match. I just don't know if they're going to put enough chances away, and I think they're going to make mistakes as well at the back. So I think it's going to be a draw on both sides. But if I had to pick a winner, it would still be Arsenal. That United midfield is just straight atrocious.
They've
And now
also
you
got
lost Varane for a couple of weeks too.
no Luke Shaw
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. You know what? Sorry, it's Arsenal.
So it's going to be Saka against either Dallo or it could be the new Cucurella if he comes in. Like, I think, and you know what? I don't know if you've seen, but Cucurella absolutely has been toasted by Saka. I think the fact that, Jesus might come in or Nketiah. Listen, I'm not saying Nketiah is great, but he's done really well for us in the last 2 games.
I know. I thought the home game he handled himself all right against.
Yeah, no, he's been good. So I think, look, moving forward, I think if we go back, just revert back to what we've been doing, I think there is absolutely no chance for us to lose that game. I think we absolutely dominate you with the likes of Casemiro on an island with, Mount's not even there, but it would be, I don't know, like, I don't know who, like Højbjerg, I don't know if you're going to get him. I don't actually know who you're going to have in there, but I think with Declan Rice, he's going to absolutely run right in that midfield with Odegaard. We don't normally have 2 bad games in a row, and we definitely don't have them 2 bad games at home. So yeah, I'll be honest, I'm very confident. And for all these people that believe in jinxes and all these things, like some people, that it's just so stupid. Like, what do you want me to do? Sit here and pretend that we're not a better team? We were expected to bloody win the league or to challenge. So this is the game we have to win. So I have to back the team. What do you want me to do? Just start dithering with my fingers? Like, no, like, I'm gonna go out there and say we're in a good position, and it's partly to do with Arsenal and it's partly to do with Man United. So if I look at Arsenal, we're just a better team. Rashford isn't, banging the way he was last season. So there are so many advantages for Arsenal. So yeah, listen, I'm very, very confident of us winning.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Guys, there's not even 600 likes on the stream, man. People, come on, man. Like the video, people, man. It don't cost you a thing. That means still half of you are still not like the video. We don't ask for a lot. We just ask you to like the video. It helps the channel out and it reaches other people, man. Big up to everybody who's been watching. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Mons is going to be live straight after this. So go on the pin chat. And it'll take you straight to the stream. Mons, big up to you for coming on. And yeah, man, you feeling fresh now in the chat? What are you saying?
Me, yeah, bro. I just feel. Do you know what it is? Carney was just. I'm Jamaican, so Carney was Carney. Lee will tell you Carney was Carney. You know what I'm saying? Carney was Carney. And obviously, so when I'm just gonna say from now at 1-0 down and the Van Dijk red card, I had the big 6 Bants man them pushing me, trying to headbutt me, grabbing me up in front of, like, you know what I'm saying, in front of everyone. With us playing 1-0 down, you know what I'm saying? And me and Roms were upset. And then when because obviously if you go Carney, you know there's no connection in it. Yeah. I saw 1-1, then I saw 2-1. No, listen. There's videos. The snaps will be released very soon. But listen, I'm just glad we got the win, and I'm glad to be back. Obviously, there was no roundup on Sunday, but the roundup actually is that we're about to hit the roundup in about 10 minutes. So yeah, man, big up the chat and make sure you smash the like button. More than
Big up, man.
Easily.
Should be 1,000, man. Easily, people, man. So make sure you guys are liking the video. Lee, pleasure, bro. What you saying, man? You good?
Yeah, listen, bro. I just wanted to make sure everyone knows I am back streaming, doing my stuff on my own channel after like 3 months
Finally.
off. I know. Listen, life has been lifing, man. I've been busy trying to buy a house, my another flat, and doing all kinds of madness. So it's been crazy. So yeah, listen, I'm back now. I've got my stuff. So I am starting probably tomorrow. I've got my first stream coming back. So please make sure you join, and my numbers have been going up even though I haven't been streaming, so I'm on about 1,500. So yeah, if we can get to 2,000, that would be amazing.
Yeah, man. Lewis, big up team, man. I know you look knackered there, man. Get some sleep after this, and yeah, man, you're working hard, man. Big up to you, man. Carefree Lewis G.
It's been a long 4 days, but yeah, I'm gonna have a little nap, and I'm gonna be on Hassam's channel at around 10. So big up to everybody. Actually, unless we get a Cucurella, here we go. Then I'll probably go live. But other than that,
no Cucurella. Here we go. Listen, I'm gonna make sure you ain't doing no streaming tonight. Yeah, I mean, I hope it collapses as well. I actually hope it collapses, that move, and we keep our standards. I'm really against the silence. But listen, we'll move. Like the video. I'll be back at 9:30, people. 9:30. I'll be back. Talk about Varane. Talking about Ten Hag. What we're going. Yeah, I mean, so 9:30 followers. But make sure you go to follow Monster's stream. He's live in 10 minutes, people. Support his channel, man. You get me? That's what we do around here. But love, people. We're out. Peace.